Hi, what's up, Internet? And welcome to Roll D5, where we specialize in showcasing indie TTRPGs. Today, we will be playing a really cool game called In the Shadow of Glory, a superhero game about the strongest superhero in the world and their nemesis, and their friendship, and just watching the world burn a little bit. But hoping it won't. I'm Nate. Hi, I'm with Roll D5 now. That's me. I'll be playing one of the people, but I'll get into that later. Alec, you want to introduce yourself and who you'll be playing?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me, Roll D5. Always love being here. My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet at Tales Archived. Tales Archived is a collaborative TTRPG live actual play channel that focuses on collaborative storytelling. You can find our flagship campaign, No Realms Telesh. I am the archivist of that campaign, and when I'm not over there, you can find me over at Stealthy Elf Productions playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition in Heroes of Asteria Unearthed Inheritance. And I told Nate this before. I watched Superman 3 times this week to prepare for this, and I'm excited.
Hell yeah. And you want to intro who you're going to be playing today?
Yeah, I'm going to be playing one Grant Bishop, also known by the superhero name of Vanguard. Very, very stereotypical Superman insert.
Yeah, you kind of got luck of the draw with your powers there.
Yeah, because that's the really cool thing about the system. It's all luck of the draw. So I was like, flying and super strength. Well, I know who that is.
Hell yeah. And hi, Internet. I'm Nate again. I am going to be playing his nemesis of all nemesises, the Zod to his Superman,
Yeah.
/ the Lex Luthor to his Superman. I don't have to choose. This is my world. I'm going to be playing Ronald Chambers, aka Mirror Force.
Such a good name.
Thank you. His powers are flight and power steal. And just to give you some more information on him, his front is he is a fiction writer in his day-to-day. His lair is an abandoned theme park.
I forgot to do that. Yeah.
You're good.
Vanguard's his front is that he's a lawyer. Got to sprinkle my other favorite guy, Daredevil, in there. And then his it's the dopiest thing. His lair is an overgrown treehouse, which is just so good. It's so incredible.
Superman hanging out in a kid's treehouse is so funny. I love it. Like, I just imagine those tiny little, like, crayon colored chairs.
Oh yeah, this big
around like a tiny
curled over.
Biggest man in the smallest chair.
That's the vibe for sure.
Yeah, and so our relationship between us, which we also drew, is we are exiles of a distant planet. So as you can see, the Superman was really just handed to us.
It was just right there, yeah.
We had no choice. And thus this world was created, a world where there are external threats from other planets coming. People are losing their superpowers as they age. What else did we learn? In the past, wiped out almost all superpowered beings. The invasion, superpowered beings lose their abilities as they age. Yeah, that's the world that we're set in. Two people who used to be friends came together to this planet, and then for years were nemesis, and maybe friends again for a little bit. It gets confusing.
Maybe coming back together. Yeah.
I love you. So Without further ado, you wrote the first letter to kind of start us off. You wanna
I did.
get to that?
Yeah.
Are you people ready? Let's go, internet.
Ronald, hopefully this letter finds you well. As I sit in my childhood treehouse, I find myself thinking about that dark day. Who am I kidding? I think about that day more often than not. Metallic ships blotting out the sun, the scramble to save lives, the order you gave to meet the Corvaxian threat before they reached our planet. Every superpowered being we knew ready to face that danger. And I remember us winning, for whatever that was worth. All culminating in me holding beacons, Rio's lifeless body in my arms. The world lost a true protector that day. Over time, one funeral turned to two, turned into more than I'd like to remember. 15 years, almost to the day. Who have we lost? Who else has lost a piece of themselves because of what happened? Aegis just celebrated her 60th birthday, and our powers are gone for good. No shields, no speeds, and another averse defender's lost. Feels like there will be a time where you and I will be the only ones left. We've been through that before, though, eh? In writing this, I wanted to ask you, do you regret the choices you made? Would you do it again? I'm sure you had a reason. Signed, Grant Bishop.
In response to that letter, I drew to get what my kind of emotional state was that week. Mm-hmm. A mundane event that happened to me and a superpowered event. I got that my character was motivated. And then I got the split and the quiet moment, which were a random act of kindness from a stranger nearly brings you to tears. What did they do for you? And a person of interest has come to you with doubts about your activities. How do you reassure them? I don't always have these too deep in my letters, but yeah, those are just to kind of set you off on the right foot. Grant, I often find myself thinking back to that day of the Corvaxian threat. We were mere children. We were told we had a mission, but the truth is we were refugees on a broken ship that ended up saving just us. I understand that now. But for a moment, Rachel, Sunflower, convinced me this world could stop any threat on the horizon. She convinced me that I didn't need to control these people to prepare them. Do I regret trusting my wife? Do I regret loving her? Never. But you understand now, don't you? This world can't be saved. All we can do is save the few who deserve salvation. We need to leave this planet before it's overrun, but I can't find myself able. The girls are still unsure. They believe their mother would have wanted us to stay and protect the innocent, especially now. Though, protecting was never really my forte. What about you, Grant? Are you ready to do what it takes to protect the ones you love? Ronald Chambers.
This is only the start. I hate to say, I fear two men have cooked here. Moving into the next week, the weekly emotion I drew was shameful. The mundane moment was a random act of kindness from a stranger nearly brings you to tears. What did they do for you? And then the superpowered event, a stranger swoops in to aid in your situation. Why do they help you? Ron, those questions you're asking now have been ringing in my head, haunting me like a nightmare. It wasn't supposed to be just the two of us, you're right, but it was. And a few days after that, when a gas leak caused a worksite to explode, another person swooped in to save their coworker while I braced the crumbling structure. They didn't have powers, just conviction. That's why they helped. And that's why I keep helping. Ron, I can't leave. Not while there are still people like that here. Not while people still look up. Still hope for the sound of someone breaking the clouds to reach them in time. I may not save everyone, but every soul spared, every heart lifted, that matters. Everyone deserves salvation, Ronald. Not just those you deem worthy. You ask if I'm ready to do what it takes to protect the ones I love. I am. And that, to me, means working every day to bring them hope, to keep as many as I can safe, and to fight like hell to keep the Corvaxian threat at bay. For as long as I can, until others, like Beacon, are ready to take my place. Rachel was wise, and the girls know it. If you choose to go, I won't stop you or the girls. But if you stay, know this. We can be more than the last two children of a dead world. We can be the reason this one, those girls' homes, survive. Grant.
For my next letter, the weekly emotion was betrayed. My mundane event was the bonds of family 1. The balance between your mundane and superpowered life is causing tensions in your family. How much of your superpowered life are your family aware of? And the superpowered event was the movement, which I'm going to be honest, I forgot to put in this letter.
You're so real for that, frankly. You're so real for that. You know?
I was looking back and I was like, which one did I get for this one? I looked at the cards and I was like, oh, I did not.
There are certain points where you and I just got so locked in to the narrative that we were spinning in the moment. It was like, fuck it, we ball.
I was like, that doesn't fit. So, with that, here is the next letter. Grant, we fought and we lost.
Every other superpowered being seems to be losing their powers at faster and faster rates since the day of reckoning. Soon, we will be the only ones left. And yet you believe we can still fight? I want to believe you, friend. I can't see a way to stop this inevitable invasion. I spoke with Wall Street the other day. He said you'd been foiling his plans again, like the good old days. He had a smile on his face as he told me about your fight. I think it brought him joy that even without powers, you considered him a nemesis worthy of your time. I tried convincing him to join me, but he's still too set on controlling the city. I wish the two of you would just see the bigger picture. I understand that there are still good people here, but Grant, we simply cannot protect them all. I urge you, again, we must flee before there is nothing left for us to protect. If we wait for the Corvaxians to return, Laura and my girls will both be taken from us. I lost Rachel to those monsters, and I can't go through that again. If you change your tune, I'm sure that together we can convince our families that this is the only way. My daughters can finally be safe again. Project Exodus is underway. I have been making strides, and I believe that soon we will have our exit date set. You abandoned your duty once. I beg of you, as your oldest friend, please reconsider and join me in the Exodus. Ronald.
I would like to apologize in advance. This is where the letters start getting much longer. Moving into the next week, the emotion I drew was empathetic. The mundane moment was a bizarre dream haunts you for the rest of the week. What message do you think was hidden within it? And the superpowered event was you see something that reminds you of the event. What was it? Ron, I read your letter 3 times before I could bring myself to respond. I felt your pain in every line, and I don't blame you for it. How could I? You lost Rachel to the Corvaxians, and your fear of losing your girls, and you fear losing your girls the same way. I can't imagine carrying that weight, and I'm sorry for it. Wall Street is a threat, Ronald. Powers or no powers. He and I don't often see eye to eye on things, but it is oddly comforting to hear that we align on this. Do all of my enemies write letters to each other? Some nefarious pen pal ring I should be aware of? Jokes aside, I've been haunted by this recurring dream, Ron.
strange, vivid. I was back on our ship the night it broke apart. Only this time it wasn't a fire or a vacuum that claimed it. It was silence. An awful, suffocating quiet. No cries, no alarms, just stillness. And yet, through the silence, I felt hands reaching for me. Children's hands. Yours, mine, the dozens of others who never made it to a ship like ours. I woke up shaking. Chills down my spine, but I can't let the message slip away. We weren't saved just to run. And then yesterday, I saw something that struck me so hard. A child in the park holding a little paper kite. Bright, red, almost laughably small compared to the sky. But against all odds, it caught the wind, soared, and for a moment, just like a heartbeat, I saw the day of reckoning reflected in its rise. The dust, the fire, the people clinging to whatever light they could find. That paper kite shouldn't have flown, but it did. It did what should have been impossible. And it reminded me that this world, broken as it may be, is still capable of the impossible. You say inevitability, Ron. I say possibility. We both feel that threat bearing down, but where you see futility, I see hands still reaching skyward, kites still rising. Maybe I am a fool for believing, but I'd rather be a fool with hope than a cynic with an escape plan. If Exodus is what you need to survive, the only way you see to save your girls, I won't stand in your way, nor will I judge you. But don't mistake my choice to stay as stubbornness. It's empathy. It's love. It's belief for the father who just lost his sons to the streets Wall Street is vying to take control of. For the mother working 3 jobs trying to keep the lights on. For every person who can't jump on a ship when the Corvaxians return. I fight for them, Ron. Because someone has to. How could I live with myself knowing so many more would die? How can you? I will not abandon them. My duty is to Earth, to these people, to my home. Grant.
Fucking bars, dude. Yeah, to that, my weekly emotion is paranoid. That's a fun one. The deck knew I was the villain here. My mundane event is another Bonds of Family. And so the way it works is for each event, there is 4 possibilities. So like if you keep getting the same card, it will like kind of expand on that storyline. For those of y'all curious in the chat. So the Bonds of Family 2 is a conflict arises between you and a family member. What is the disagreement about? And my superpowered event was the Triumph. You managed to pull off a plan perfectly, and everything works out in your favor. Oh, baby. What lingering doubt prevents you from enjoying this fully? Mark 1 progress on a goal. Also, we have goals. We can talk about that later, chat. Okay. We're in the final stretch here. Grant, I think your dream may mean something else. I believe you saw our ship for a reason. I too find it often haunting my dreams. But what if it's a message? Telling us that our story is not finished. We survived because of that ship. Now the children of Earth can be saved the same way. I've procured a Gamasphere engine. Don't ask me how, though rest easy knowing no one was permanently injured in the process. But with this, Project Exodus is closer than ever to being realized. Hundreds of thousands of innocent lives can be spared. This is how I can save the human race. I wish I was able to write that with a sense of triumph. But it's a hollow victory. If I cannot convince Taylor and Christina to join me, then all of my hard work will be for naught. I tried to reach them, but the distance between us seems to grow every day. Tay and I got into a big fight a couple nights ago. I'm sure you heard. She goes by Sunflower now. I cried when she first told me. Not because I was scared for her safety. She's plenty strong. But because I know Rachel would have loved to be able to hand over the mantle herself. She's been working with Aegis, learning how to help without causing too much collateral damage. I know it's good for her, helping to keep her mind off the inevitable invasion. But I can't help but feel a bit spiteful, and she refuses to help me. I think I let the mask slip a bit, and she noticed. We got into a screaming match over dinner. She said I was belittling her heroic efforts and that I should be out there helping her. She said that if I was still the man Rachel fell in love with, I would. That broke my heart. I said some things that I deeply regret. We haven't spoken since. Please, Grant, if you see her, can you tell Taylor that I'm sorry? I'd like to speak with her. I can feel it in my bones. They're coming back. The invasion force will be coming back any day now. You feel it too, don't you? I need to fix things with my daughter before it's too late. I'm scared. Ronald.
It's hard out here, Your Honor. Ooh. Okay. Moving into this next letter, which is the last I've written as Vanguard. The weekly emotion I drew is motivated. The mundane moment is someone tells you something that you won't ever forget. What was it? And the superpowered event was a person comes to you with desires to aid your cause. What makes you decide to take this person as your apprentice? Gain a new person of interest. All right. Ronald. Procured. Sounds a lot like stealing to me. While I'm not pleased that people were hurt at all, I'm grateful nothing you did was too severe. Maybe you're right about my dream.
If you are, what comes next? The Corvaxians come to Earth, succeed in their invasion, and we run with our families and a fraction of this world's population. Do you really believe that will be the end of it?
You are the smartest man I know. You know they won't stop. You know that the Corvaxians will never be satisfied by this conquest alone. They need complete and undeniable dominion. Are you willing to build life after life, only to abandon it when the shadow looms once again? Are you willing to do that to your girls? Yes, I heard. I'm so sorry, my friend. Rachel's death carved a hole inside so many, but I know it cut you the deepest. She should have been the one to pass down the mantle of Sunflower. I can only imagine how painful it is to be at odds with Taylor and Christina with this threat looming, and without Rachel. You see them slipping away and think it's a failure. It isn't. Taylor and Christina are taking strides to build the future Rachel hoped for. The future she fought and died for. Ron, I need you to hear this. Your fight with Tay doesn't make you a bad father. She's hurting. You're hurting. And grief often speaks louder than reason. As soon as I read this, I flew to find her. To make sure she knew your heart, and not just those words said in anger. You're doing what any good father would, trying to protect your children. Please don't be too hard on yourself. Taylor will come to you when she's ready. Just give her that time to settle. Change in ink, written at a later date. This reminds me a bit of a client I had this week. He's seeking compensation from his insurance company who has denied valid claims without proper justification. He was a first responder helping us with the carnage after the Day of Reckoning. We spoke for hours, and he talked about an argument he had with his son. He's being a teenager, testing boundaries, talking back, and hormones are working overtime. The two had a blowout, and my client told his son the following. No matter how angry you make me, no matter how sad, no matter how much it feels like we're on the verge of never talking again, I love you. I've always loved you, and I always will. You're my son, my home, and my heart. There will never be a day where I don't come to bat for you. That's how you must feel about the girls. That's how I feel about Earth. There will never be a day where I stop coming to bat for it. I love it too much. Which makes what I'm about to say even more important. Yes, I feel it too. But we can stop the Corvaxians, Ronald. One of them came to me last night. She goes by the name Codex. At first I was suspicious, naturally. But then I listened to what she was telling me. The Corvaxians are biomechanical in nature, and they've all been programmed by their Grand Emperor. His ship, one that I was able to confirm was in the sky on the Day of Reckoning, is the key to their freedom. We weakened the fleet enough that day to allow Codex and a few others to break free from the Emperor's influence. With their knowledge and help, we can win. We can make sure that this threat is no more. To do so, I'd need something from you. I'd need that Gamma Sphere engine. With it, I'd be able to craft something capable of wiping out the Emperor's command vessel. That would break his hold over the control he has over his people. You've built a ship to save some of us. I'm working to build a future to save us all. Help me save us. I'm scared too. But I still have hope. Grant.
And on to my final letter, the last letter before our big finale. I know we're there fast, chat. I apologize. I wish we had 2 more months to write more letters, but we had a couple weeks. And yeah, then we'll get to our finale. Oh no. One sec. I was fiddling with the mic too much.
One moment.
Okay, so for this letter, my weekly emotion was surprised, which I pulled that and I was like, that's so perfect for how you finish that letter. Chef's kiss. The dice gods were in charge of my deck. The deck gods. No, it's still the dice gods.
It's still the dice gods, yeah.
My mundane event was the blur. Each day has been blending into the last, almost as if time were repeating itself. What glimmer of excitement breaks the monotony? And my superpowered event was the ego. The difference between the superpowered and the mundane has become starkly apparent. When did you decide you're better than everyone else?
You gotta be joking me. It's so perfect. It's crazy.
And so yeah, let's get to this final letter, everybody. Whew. Grant, you've spoken with one of the Corvaxians? How can you trust it after everything they've done? Grant, you are a trusting and kind man. What if they are just using that to fool you and destroy our only chance at escape? You need to see the bigger picture. It could be a spy sent to infiltrate our ranks. We need to capture this codex and find out everything we can from it. You know, I can't just hand over the Gamma Sphere engine. Not when so many lives are at stake. Each day for months has brought little progress, but now Now I am so close to creating an ark for the life on this planet to ride in the coming flood. We have just finished the designs of cryopods that will be able to save thousands of species for our next home. What if the Corvaxians know this? What if they're sending codex to undo all the progress we've made? We are not like the rest of this world, Grant. The others have all but lost their powers, and now this world is a sitting duck for the next invasion. If your plan fails, our families will meet the same fate as our parents. Can you really make that call? You balked once when the Corvaxians came. What makes this time different? I live with the knowledge every day that my choice to stand up and fight caused the death of my wife and your protege. What if in the next fight Taylor dies instead? I couldn't live with myself if that came to be. I beg you to reconsider. Trust in me, your oldest friend, not this invader. I thank you, Vanguard, for speaking with Sunflower. I cannot express in words how grateful I am to you. You were right. I understand exactly how that man felt for his son. Taylor came to Hero Land yesterday. We spoke for some time. She wants to become a symbol, like her mother, like Beacon, like you. As much as I hate to admit it, that girl admires you, Grant. If you ask her to stand with you in the coming fight, she will. Please, don't make her do that. There is still too much unknown about this codex. Bring them to me and we can study it together and hopefully find a way out of this mess. I know you are just trying to do what is right, but trusting a Corvaxian now? Just because they seem nice is not what is right. It's the biggest gamble of any of our lives. You and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but we have always wanted the same thing. A safe world. Trust me, Grant, and bring the Corvaxian. It may be our only hope. Ronald.
And this is where the letters stop.
Yeah. Upon reading that letter, how do you think Grant feels?
I think that there is a mix of frustration, fear, but there's still that hope. that he can make Ronald understand. Of course, it's a gamble, but it's one worth taking. And Grant stands in this far too small, overgrown treehouse, and he grabs his suit, puts it on like the hundreds of times he has before. A letter's not going to suffice in this conversation. He needs to look his friend in the face. In a moment, in a blink, Vanguard, skyward, cutting through the clouds until, in a flash, he is outside of Ronald's abandoned theme park.
Hero Land.
Hero Land. Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
And he flies directly. And Nate, describe for us what Ronald's like little base looks like. The room that he's been writing these letters from.
Yeah, I think, as stated before, it is an abandoned theme park called Hero Land. So there's a bunch of generic rides and roller coasters with like cardboard cutouts of heroes and like just heroes like painted on random objects. That most at this point are like beaten down. There's like holes in all of them. And you would know at this point pretty intimately this lair. And so like in the center there is what like used to be one of those merry-go-round like horsey rides where like everything was kind of taken out, and it like has the general shape of that, the like round with the almost like circus looking roof.
Yep.
And it has like metal plating on all of the sides, and when you walk in it is like a high-tech Lex Luthor ass fucking screens everywhere, Batman ass room.
And how does Ronald feel as Grant in his full Vanguard getup walks in?
Vanguard? Didn't expect to see you so soon. Not like this. Not alone. I assume you've gotten my letter?
I came here as soon as I did.
Grant, if there is a Corvaxian on this planet, we need to know, and we need to contain it now.
How many times were we called invaders? When they discovered... No, it's not. How many times were we called monsters, invaders, threats?
After everything they've done?
What about everything that you've done? Before we started writing these letters back and forth, you have been my arch nemesis.
Because you forgot why we were here. I have done everything I can to protect this planet. You fought me tooth and nail. We could have been so much more prepared.
There it is. It's not about protecting this planet, is it? It's about ruling it. You see yourself as above them. You always have. And we're not. You have
to rule, Grant. I want to keep them safe. When you have children, you don't lie to them because you want to. You lie because you must. At times, you must do what you never thought you would to protect those you love.
I never thought I would be here. Asking for that engine. Trusting or Corvaxian. Her name is Kira. You see, what I've learned and what I've studied, I think you seem to forget that while you might be the smartest man in the room, I am not far off. You see, the Corvaxians, at the behest of their Grand Emperor, fly from system to system. Do what they try to do to our planet. And take those they deem worthy enough. And integrate them into their fleet. Kira lived on a world not too dissimilar from ours. She's just like us. She needed to be saved. Beyond the people of Earth, there are people held captive on those ships, Ronald. I can't let them be trapped there.
How do you know you can trust it? This codex, you have known them for mere moments. You have known me your entire life. Trust me. We were friends once. Brothers.
We still are. But that doesn't
Why are
diminish
you
the times
looking
you
at me like
betrayed
that?
me.
Like I'm the enemy.
I don't look at you like you're my enemy. I want you to see reason. What your girls see. What Rachel saw. Not this thing to be abandoned, but a bastion to fortify. A garden to nurture, a home to keep clean. We can't leave it. And I would never... And he approaches and puts a hand on your shoulder, Ronald. I would never ask Taylor to join me in what I have to do.
All you have to do is do it, and she will. My daughter will risk her life with you. I can't allow that.
That's why you help me now. So she won't know that it's happening. I trust Codex because of this. And Vanguard pulls out a discus, and as he pulls it out, a star system is opened up. This three-dimensional holographic map. And you see as he spins the dials, and you can recognize what is Earth. And surrounding the planet, the Corvaxian fleet on the Day of Reckoning. And you see over the course of like a 10 times speed replay are the orders as given by the Grand Emperor. She gave me this. This is his prime directive. And it shows us where they're going to be. And he fast forwards it even more to tomorrow. Before dawn, before the sun shines upon this world again, the Corvaxians will veil it in darkness. I won't have enough time to make what I need to make, but I can carry that where it needs to go. He points to the engine.
Grant, if you fail,
I won't.
everyone will die. I ask you again, you balked at the Korvaxian threat once. What makes you think you won't again?
Grant hugs you.
Because you helped me see what was truly important. And it's not how long we remain here. It's not if people have powers. It's if one person stands up. And I'm happy to be that one person.
We have failed. We have failed too many times. We have lost too many. I can't lose you. I can't lose this plan. I can't keep losing everything I love.
And I can't have the smartest man on the planet leave it behind. They're going to need you. Your girls. Laura. Codex. Those who find a refuge here when the Grand Emperor's fleet is decimated. They're going to need someone to help lead them. Something's changed within you, Ron. Ever since you met Rachel and you had your girls. You started to become the man that I always knew you could be. I saw it in every line of your letter. No matter how much our planet's conditioning was alive and well within you, you're something more now. You wouldn't have told me about this engine if you didn't want me to jeopardize your plan. You would have kept it secret. You've done it far too many times. This is the only way. I'm strong enough, I'm fast enough, and maybe I get back. But if I don't, please keep an eye on Laura.
Ronald begins to walk away. He presses a button on one of the tables. You hear a high-tech as the lock opens to the Gamma Sphere engine. He doesn't look back at you as he says, "Don't die, Grant. Laura, this world, they need you. They always have." As he walks out.
Grant walks to the engine. Before picking it up, he takes one last note, not even a letter, and plants it on Ronald's desk. In that letter is a question. If Ronald would consider being his first child's godfather. Smiling, knowing exactly where the Korvaxian threat's going to be, he takes the engine, and Vanguard flies directly upwards. High as high can go until the sky breaks to nothing but stars. In the distance, there is a grand fleet, imposing, slowly approaching Earth. But Grant has a plan, and his best friend has helped him with it. Ron, the next morning, what do you see on the news?
I think the news is awash with images of just explosions and falling debris throughout the sky. No word on what exactly happened. Who did this? Whether they got back safely. Just confusion and celebration in one. The people know what it was that was destroyed. Some of them are afraid, not sure if this is the last of it. But the people of Earth know that at least today, they won. And Ronald is sitting there, watching all of this on way too many screens in all the languages, holding that letter that Grant wrote, scrunched in his hand, looking desperately for a sign.
And you find it. On the news, there is a streak of yellow. This falling debris is about to hit a newscaster, but someone comes in fast enough to save them. Another. Shields. People from smoke as debris that's already hit the ground begins to ignite in flame. While Vanguard is not seen. Heroes persist.
Hell yeah. Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. That was really. I am so in love with the idea of doing this for like 3 months, just writing letters, going buck wild, and then just letting that shit cook.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to play this again.
Yeah,
because that was really cool. That was my first epistolatory game. It will not be my last.
Oh no, that is so cool.
Thank you, chat, for joining us in this beautiful story. of regret and love and yeah. When we created our characters, we had secret emotions for each other.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your emotion for me was? How you feel about me? Because
Reverence.
Ooh. Mine was longing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Desperate to have our relationship back.
Oh,
And I had it for a moment.
Fuck.
And then you went and died.
We don't know that. We never saw a body.
I was real close to like stopping you and being like, do we want to pull a card to see if you die, like red or black?
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull for us.
What am I pulling? So
red for dead, black for not.
Okay. I'm it's the 6 of spades. And it's black.
He lives, people.
He lives.
Chat rejoice.
Chat rejoice. He's probably just really tired.
Probably like fell as his own meteorite into like Antarctica or something, and just
he's
got unfrozen 3 months later. T-posing in space is crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what this game looks like. Y'all should check it out.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, that was super fun. Gosh, I want to play again. Alec, you wanna tell the world where they can find you again, what you're doing, what you're up to, what your favorite flavor of ice cream is?
Ooh, okay. Hey world. Hey, how's it going? My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet at Tales Archived. I've played Grant Bishop, aka Vanguard, for you this evening for In the Shadow of Glory, which, yeah, I've never played a TTRPG like this before, and much like Nate, I do not think this will be the last time I play a game like this. It was incredibly fun. I am the creative head of Tales Archived, a tabletop space for creators to meet, play games, and create together. You can find our flagship campaign, Known Realms to Lesh, set in my homebrew world of Aosha, every Sunday. This weekend, we're actually doing the culmination of our 0 sessions and showing off the beginning of our adventure with 0.5 sessions, where some of the player characters have gotten together. And then September 4th on Tales Archive, you can find the premiere episode of Septon Stella University, which is a Kids on Brooms 4-shot run by Tall Nerd Apollo with VJ Harris, It's Mozzarella, and myself, running through a 4-episode adventure in Kids on Brooms in Apollo's homebrew setting, it was so much fun to play, and we're excited to get that out there just in time for back to school. And when I'm not there, you can find me over at Stealthy Elf Productions playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I play Finn Reese in Heroes of Asteria Unearthed Inheritance and Rim in New World Rebellion. Aside from that, you can catch me other places on the internet doing stuff when people invite me to things. So thanks, Nate, and thanks RD5 for inviting me. Woo! Woo!
Sorry, 1 second. I gotta figure out what the next stream on RD5 is.
You're so good, Stinker Butt.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. What's up, Internet? Thank you for joining us as we just get to nerd out about superheroes, really, in our own sad way. What it means to be a hero, even though I didn't really portray that. But, like, I was the villain, you know? Someone's got to do it.
And you did it well.
Someone's got to call people it. And feel bad about
crazy.
Yeah, I'm Nate. You can find me over here on RD5 sometimes,
whenever I find a cool game that I'm like, hey, let me run something. And then On says yes, because On's the best. You can also find me on Escape the Dungeon podcast, weekly podcast, where we are playing, me and my brothers and a couple friends are playing Urban Shadows 2nd Edition. We are getting to the end of season 2 here and starting to prep on what we're going to be playing next season. It's exciting.
Let's go.
It's going to be Legends in the Mist, if anyone's played that. Pretty new system. Really fun, though. I'm really, really excited to check it out. It's like a rustic fantasy kind of vibes with like kind of rules lighty, very like a lot you can do with your character creation. It's really cool. You should all check it out. Other than that, you can check me out at What Do I Roll on all the socials, sometimes with 3 L's because fuck you, Instagram person who told my name. Sometimes with 2 L's. But honestly, the one with 3 L's is the one I use more, so you should probably just follow that. Sad. Instagram and Threads, the one I couldn't get. That's the one I probably posted the most. Oh well. So yeah, you can check that out. I got a link tree. It's got the links to all the videos. This will probably be on there eventually. Yeah, that's me. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the creators of this game. I can't remember their name.
They are
To Jesse Lee. Incredible work with this. In the Shadow of Glory, a 2-player epistolatory game of heroes and villains. Yeah, you can get it online for like $5. Definitely worth it. Would recommend. All you need is a deck of cards and a friend. You don't even really need the friend. It's just I would recommend it. It's really fun to play with someone.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. I think that's everything I had to get through. So if you would please join us, we're gonna be raiding out to Mozzarella, our good friend who is cool and deserves your love and support. So stick around and we'll be right there.